Take three. Okay, everyone, we'll try this. Uh, so what occurred, anyways, with Facebook, there's many glitches, not only with Facebook, the internet, and everything that's been going on that we know about with technologies and power outages and all of this. So Facebook and other internet social media sites will be hit as well. So also I'm coming to find out that I am glitching too. So many cool things occurring. Hi all you guys, love all of you. Um, so also I got rescued by a divine comrade, an angel Daphne. Uh, so I relocated, so I'm able to do this live, and so beautiful that her assistance helped me set up. So I believe we're pretty good now. We have pretty good quality, and I see my eye color is back to blue, or it should be. Someone mentioned it was brown again in the other videos. Um, so great, I'm back. So we got we got updates here. What's going on. For the most part, this next week period up until April the 2nd, and another comrade, divine comrade, informed me this morning um, for the Vanguard ones of you that we may be just sitting here on the sidelines until approximately April 6th or 7th. And the reason is that we're not fully allowed, or let's say we are not to interfere with the divine plan to any significant degrees. What we have put into motion, all of us, we must wait for it to incubate in the lower timelines, which it's doing. We are currently on the 4D timeline here again. So we must allow for it to incubate, and then what it's looking like, perhaps from the 2nd of April forward, we will be able to marginally energize certain areas going forward. So in the meantime, it is strongly encouraged for any of you that are feeling the mundaneness of being here right now, just move slow, don't resist anything, and be as lazy as you need to be, and be selfish with your energy uh, to the degree that you don't wish to be exerting energy out where it's not required. And if someone comes to you for assistance, yes, that's a divine cue, and to assist them. But again, with this period, it's a period of perhaps doing very little divinely as we set up and get ready for this next huge period. And as we know, so much is happening behind the scenes. It's very explosive what is there, and as a result of that, the huge balloon that is behind the scenes, you're starting to see leakage because you have to. And one great thing is the Mueller report, and yeah, we'll get a little bit into the politics, but not too much. But the Mueller report is a significant event, as we're seeing, as that is being unveiled. It's my understanding that at this time, it's just that they're saying, let's say that Trump, what they're putting out is that Trump is not scot-free yet, or what have you, but we know what is going on, and divinity cannot be stopped. So with all these little games and misconceptions, the truth always comes forth, and everything with this, Trump is divinely supported. I will say that again. because it is so, and there is many truths that Trump is getting out there, and it is important. Um, and one thing, about Trump with this Mueller report, um, and what they're speaking about, that perhaps, Trump trying to rig the election with ties from Russia and all that. It's just a bunch of distractions. However, all assured, everything goes well with that. So we saw Michael Avenatti, perhaps, if that's pronounced correctly. Um, we saw him arrested again today, and this is significant because he was the lawyer that was representing all of these false women that were, let's say, paid to uh, cause a lot of ruckus against Trump. So what you are now seeing is that this lawyer as well is being revealed for his part in that deception. So it's being divinely revealed. And with this, no stone goes unturned. So anything that anyone has done to that extent in the past, in the lines of uh, corruption that is against humanity, it cannot stay there hidden. It is brought to the surface, and this is again because of the times we are in. So if you wish, you may wish to look at a couple of these significant points to show you that yes, indeed, there are big things occurring, and incrementally and marginally they are being released. So, yeah, getting back to this week, monitor your sun. You have, some solar wind coming from a coronal hole for the next, setting up the stage for the next several days. And when you see that is more so a period uh, of density that's being applied to the masses, but you are also marginally affected by that as well. And that's why I'm suggesting you just proceed forward doing as little as what you may need to do, and follow your direct guidance right to a T, meaning that if you are going to attempt to do something and it is blocked, that means it's not divinely supported. So just don't go there at this time and remain sort of in a rest period. This may last for several days, but also what I'm given, it may not, dependent upon planetary surface events, that it is possible that within a couple, 3 days, that we may light up some more sunspots directly facing the planet. And actually what the sunspots are emissions of light energy to power you up, to keep it simple. So if we get that cue that we do see these sunspots form, uh, you're to know again that you're being powered up for something significant in the near future. So mostly I suggest do little. Um, yeah, so the glitches with Facebook, your internets, and all of this, it's occurring. It may become more widespread with all the censoring that had occurred, in the last few years with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, and so on. The censorship that they actually did is illegal, even by the laws of the 4D. So, having said that, we had known this, and you're actually, I believe you're actually seeing at least one politician that is taken action against that, and it's not it's not going to be the first. you know, it is quite possible in this now that if it needs to be against Facebook and Google and YouTube, there can be mass class actions against them as well for how they were partisan to concealing the truth from the people. And you know, what it actually does in legal terms, you can also say they were aiding and abetting the concealment of the truth from the people, which is very serious. So I don't need to get too much into the legalities, but you can easily see that in these divine times that everyone is held accountable, including all corporations as well. And so you will see more of that when we visit the 4D, and we are quite a bit on the 4D because that's where we're doing our work as well. Your 5D is, you get your access to that. Those are your little vacations. We are locking more of a financial 5D grid in, which is going to give access to, you know, what you can say is the QFS. And also, we are still supporting the RV, and that is still imminent. It will occur, and without giving any dates, by looking at the tangible evidence and signs, what I'm seeing here again, it is not very far off. And so that is great, and we need to keep supporting that. One thing I will say with the RV and some commentary on that is that when some of these on these websites are going into fear, saying that they need to protect the funds that will be coming from this, and where they suggest that they might get robbed or attacked, these things have to go. So for any of you that is seeing this, no, things are divinely protected and assured that everything goes ahead with that. So having said that, I request all of you to take out those fear elements, thinking that you need to protect yourself in 4D ways. That is not required whatsoever. And part of my job here is to facilitate this part of the transition into where we go, where we do not need money, and everything is divinely assured. There is a strategy, as you're seeing with the divine plan, that we just didn't snap our fingers and go fully into the 5D. Again, the reason why that is it's because the world events are very important to this ascension. It's part of the reason why this ascension is occurring, and each and every one of you play roles in ascertaining and assuring that the ascension does occur, and that the change to the savagery here on the surface and the enslavement, mostly by the monetary control, is eradicated. This is part of your ascension as well. You don't. This ascension is two-pronged to the effect that you just don't do your inner work and you leave here. It is such that you do your inner work, then you assist with the timelines, which is the divine work. Then we go. So, you know, you do have a mission, and there is a purpose, and there is a reason why you are here in an organic form at this time. So, you know, some of you may be involved in disclosure or presenting proofs to the public. That is your role to play here. That is your divine role. While I said, while other divine roles may be just simply holding space. So everyone's role is important, all of you, and everything that you do in every second here is so important, because you are also creating the timelines, And it's important that you do your inner work to get rid of the negativity and the fear actions like getting angry, pissed off, being impatient, getting annoyed, frustrated, what have you. All of these things, if you have them within you and you're co-creating with others, you are going to contaminate and to the degree negativity back into your realities. And essentially that is why it's so important for you to switch up human logic, turn it off if you got to, and whatever you need to do just to purify yourself to be the most powerful beacon of light in connection with God. And again, with many of you, you don't need to follow ones. You can follow ones to the degree that you get what resonates, but as in the past, for many that follow me, once you have it all, don't do that. Get out there, assist others like I am. And I have seen that with my contributions I have purveyed. There are some that comes in, they get what they need, then they move on doing their own thing. It's a process, and it's so much more effective for ones to get in what they need and strengthen their self up and then go out to assist others instead of remaining in a loop of following someone. So, it's great to have updates. Yeah, check in now and then if you want some confirmations on what you're receiving. But again, you are fully able to receive your own divine communication, and that is more important to establish and work onto that aspect. So, having said that, that's what I always strongly encourage as well. Once you've had enough of me, that means you can go on and begin doing your stuff and assisting others and purveying what resonates and what is the higher truths. And, as a huge team, we get it all done together, and that's what it's about. And again, you all know how important love is, and keep that your priorities is what I suggest. Anything less than love really has to go. Love is where your power is. Love is what changes your reality. Love is what changes you. Love is what produces the magic. It's, love is the highest energy, and that's what it's about. Now, having said that, we are not fools to, let's say, negative attempts upon some of you. And we are not so foolish as to give away our consent in the 4D to things. We are all love, but we are a very powerful, wise love. So, having said that, any remnants of the darkness or any minions, any games that they may wish to play upon you is absolutely futile, and it is out of their desperation, and so there is a little bit of that with the minions and the resistance that I wish to call it. But again, uh, what created that, the creator of that darkness is taken out. So what we have is belief streams that are here that are supported by one's beliefs as part of their experience and part of their choices, but still out of these densities, dense beliefs, dark beliefs, angels did and will rise. And it's because, they were into the dark beliefs, some of them, to learn what it's all about. And we have seen that in the past. And at this time, we more or less have a pretty sufficient cleansing of that there should not be too many more left there to come out of that. Hey, Hung, see ya, girl. You got to get a show there with Linda. And share your intelligence on. So yeah, it's great. Um, so very quickly in the future, what we may be doing is we'll see if it needs to be done in the 4D. Yeah, what we may do is we may initiate a venture at revealing the telecom companies and their pillage of the people as well. We may be able to, let's say, energize some justice in that area so we can get our free Wi-Fi and don't have to pay such ridiculous fees while we're on the 4D. So we may be able to do something in that area. And I have much documentation and evidence myself, and I know many of you do as well. And it would be, let's say, be a great thing for the ICIJ or what have you, a journalistic place to put out an investigation on it, revealing all of that as well. And I can say in the minimum on the 4D, there would be massive class action lawsuits against these telecom providers as well. And in Canada, namely TELUS and Bell, and but they're all a part and parcel of it. But I don't want to get too much into that now. So let's see, what else do I have written here? Yeah, I got in big letters, nothing stops divinity. So in respect to everything I said and everything going forward, nothing stops us. So we're here to do that. Fairies, yeah, a very interesting. So I'd put up a post about some fairies and a very real fairy experience, as some of you may see down the timeline there. It was a divine comrade, Sean, and his daughter, Imogen, and I know them personally, and I've met them, and I can validate and verify that, yeah, they are authentic and as well. But having said that, we do not need to defend ourselves to any degree. But sometimes when things come up, when people question what we put out, like in respect the image I put out, it could have been misinterpreted as a reflection from the phones, because we do have much of that, and I do come across that. It's very great that some things are created by the phones, and but also Kalia put out a very important message I read the other night, which I had considered putting out. Not only are things showing up and created by the phones, but you should take a step back as well when looking at that. Exactly, look at the timing that something was created on your phone, even though you may say, oh, it's just a reflection or an orb. It has actual energy. So I would say look at the timing of some of this and know that um, on all levels we interact with things. So it's best not to pass things off as mundane, as just a reflection as well, because you will limit yourself from further magic. But again, having said that, no, the fairy incident was very real, and as Sean and his daughter Imogen proclaimed, they saw the orb, and that's when they started snapping pictures of it. And when the orb lit on the tree and crossed its leg, that's when he got the final picture. So it was nothing, no reflections from the phone. And excuse me, but it is very beneficial. And I thank you ones on that video that were suggesting that it was perhaps camera lens reflection, or I believe another lady said use your discernment on the photos you're looking at, and that's absolutely correct. I always encourage and suggest that because, as you know, there are Photoshops and literally anything can be done in the 4D with photos now, and it makes it very difficult uh, by using the technology to authenticate what is actually real. However, again, uh, in this fairy encounter, it was very real, and we presented the testimony. And also, I saw more of your beautiful comments by others that have seen the fairies as well. And again, uh, I will openly say once again that I have seen fairies, and I know they're real as well. And before I was awakened, coming to know what it was like, I said, nah, fairies are fantasy or what have you. Um, but when I was awakened and given all of the information, and then I was given that everything is possible. And again, I wish to share that when I was awakened and told who and what I was and what my purpose actually is here to do at this time, I did not anticipate fairies and dragons and mystical things being a part of this, but they are, and it's so important that they are. And one of the reasons, what Father told me is that they are belief systems. And during the 5D, to more effectively show that the 5D is real, that there's an ascension going on, well, these beautiful, magical, profound experiences, they are so beneficial to that effect, especially, with someone that's having doubt, that's, teeter-totter and saying, okay, is this ascension real? Or is it myth? But for someone that's teeter-tottering, if they're to see a real fairy, and let's say their friend's there and sees it as well, well, bang, they're catapulted forward. They say, this shit is real, if you will. And it's a good shit, though, of course. And so, they all serve a purpose, a very important purpose to that effect. So I wish to thank all the comments on that, on those on that fairy theme. And again, I will say it's very real, and yeah, it is. And for those of you that doubt, I wish that you will have your very own fairy encounters here very soon. And in fact, I'll take this time to ask Father to allow that to happen for you, so we can get you a little bit further out of the doubt and into the magic where it's fun. But again, it's not fully your choice for that, because it may be written in your soul contract that this is the way you'll be introduced to fairies or what have you. So enough of that. Um, this is very important, I wish to share with all. What I've been given individually to others, I've been purveying recently, uh, is the significance in this now that there are many more of you that are very ready for this, to surrender fully to your divine mission. And one of the best ways to do that is to do a simple mantra or affirmation out loud to that effect. I got to stop moving my hand. I was, yeah. So to that effect, what you need to do, if it resonates with you, of course, and you feel ready, is to once again, okay, I see, once again, to connect your heart to Father and divinity, and sincerely from the heart say that you surrender and that you are ready now for your higher mission and purposes here. And it's important to say that what could also happen, if you're totally flexible and ready for it, that everything in your life can take a 90-degree turn to align you with that. So I am saying this because if you choose and you feel that in your heart that you're ready for some higher divine service, to surrender to it, make that commitment, and be ready for change very quickly. So you can just say a simple mantra that you surrender to a higher divine purpose in this time, and to assist more fully with this ascension and to assist others, whatever way you feel to write it up or say it is correct, just as long as you're saying that you are surrendering to a higher purpose now and a higher mission. And one of the reasons that I am bringing this up is because, again, so many of you are ready to do your higher divine work. You have done so much of your inner work. You are eager to do it. And, you might have some little remnants left there within you to clean up. But the thing is that you have mostly done it all, and what you need to do is to initiate your timelines to be of greater service. So you have to begin somewhere, and it's really not enough for you just to sit there and wait for it to come to you. You can initiate it and say that you're ready, and then that way you're manifesting as well to set up your higher timelines and higher service. And with this, what is occurring, you're able to, in this now, change your soul contracts, because this is an ever evolving ascension. And having said that, since 2015 on these timelines, you can change your soul contract, the label, the soul contract, your energetic imprint into these timelines, what you were going to do, meaning that it's not written in stone how the divine plan will turn out and who will contribute with it. But it is written and assured in stone that the divine plan does occur and it has full priority. But what I'm saying is that to facilitate the divine plan, the more of you that step into it, the quicker it happens as well. And many of you are ready for that to do your service, your divine service, to do that and assist with others as well. And as you're seeing with the masses, that so many more are awakening. And when you look at some of the statistics, like example from France, when Linda and Roman did their show on the Yellow Vest protests, a few days ago, when you actually look at the numbers from the field, they're actually staggering. But if you're to look at the mainstream media, you're not seeing the truth. Because again, the mainstream media has an agenda to quell these protests and to also keep people in a place of enslavement. But nevertheless, they do not succeed. And as I mentioned before, we actually do control the mainstream media. And one way that we control them is by their blatant acts of concealing things. For instance, an example of that is that there's perhaps, I believe Roman said, 1 million to 2 million active protesters in the Yellow vest movement, perhaps in France. And I quickly checked some mainstream headlines, I believe, um, the other night, and one of the headlines said they estimate 8,300 is the amount of protesters. Well, no, that's not correct at all. But it's to show you um, how desperate the mainstream is to keep things concealed from the people, that they're, just blatantly putting numbers out there that doesn't match anything. And what this does, it assists us more, because people are not dumb. People are not stupid. They'll say, for example, you might have someone not even awake and say, that lives in France, and sees that number, that 8,300, and they look out in the street and say, wow, there's hundreds of thousands of people there, what's so it becomes very blatant that the media is lying. So again, you just keep compiling and documenting proof of that, as an example. So yeah, we are doing it, and we're taking it further. I'll just have a look at some of the comments. And Annette Cerez, hi Annette. And Annette visited I in person. She came up from the U.S. The other day, and we met together. And Annette is a very powerful, amazing, divine comrade as well. And I was so appreciative to have met her in the physical. And it's so great. She's so powerful, and she also is taking on her divine mission, and it's so beautiful for I to see this whenever I meet any of you that are jumping into and taking the big leap into another beautiful unknown, and a big leap into your power and into your divinity, and going all out. I love it. And it's so beautiful. And one of the reasons I love it, because when I see this occur, I also get the feedback from where ones such as Annette began affecting on a larger scale. So no longer are you affecting just little parts of your reality and manifesting little things, but such as Annette, when you're up to that level, then no, you are actually affecting events and energizing them in good ways as well. So your impact and your effect is much broader, like miles, or just as an example, or even further. And yeah, and was so appreciative to met Annette. She is yeah, I could not really detect any negativity left in her, and it was so beautiful. There is a little bit negativity here uh, that does come at times, but again, it's very limited. And for ones of you that have erased it from you, if you feel like some negativity or fear aspects, like impatience, as I mentioned before, if you had done all the work and clear that, it's coming from someone else, so you just quickly get rid of it again. So it's so beautiful to see that. So this take three, Donna Schultz. This take three, I guess, is going well, thanks to Daphne. I love her. She's another divine angel, so powerful. Um, Donna, is anyone else seeing random energy balls and swirls all around me? Oh, okay. I thought that was in general. Actually, I just saw some more activity here just recently. So, Mergie, her son and her in 2015 saw a blue fairy. Yeah, there are different colors, and they are beautiful. So, having said this, I believe take 3 might be a wrap here. So we might do, it might be a cut here very shortly. And oh, watch your words as well. Meaning that you are creating much more efficiently than you did before, and your words do create. Remember a few months ago, it began several months ago with perhaps last September for some of you, where your throat chakra and the muscles the vocal cords were being changed to change the harmonics of your voice. And part of the reason that was being done was to uh, be more in harmony with the higher dimensional vibrations, because you do use your voice in your creation. So you have a thought, you have an intent in your heart, then you have the thought, and then when you say your mantras and your affirmations, you speak them out loud because they are an energy. But what has occurred is, for you divine ones, is that your throats and the muscles and your vocal cords have now taken on more of a divine effect, and your vibration and the harmony of your voice is different than it was before. And that is why, because doing your manifestations, you energize everything outward, and your voice is part of that. And again, that's why you don't wish to be speaking negative things or fear-based things as well, because you are creating, and you are getting your creational gifts back to create only good things and positive things. And that also changes everything when we have everyone doing that as well. So great. So I just wish to share that. So I'll just quickly look uh, look at some of the comments. Something about disclosure, Lioness Jill. Yeah, there's major disclosure coming. As I said, it's all backload. It's possible that some of the indictments may be at this time being unsealed, and it's possible Avenatti, Michael, he might have been one of those. That's not confirmed. I'm just saying it's possible. So don't take that as a given unless, we see some confirmation on it. So yeah, much disclosure going on, indeed. Yeah, so it looks great. I'll just look at a couple more questions here. I have a few moments. Chris, yeah, unicorn came towards you. Yeah, so beautiful. And wish to either we go into the 5D with the unicorns, or there are portals that, if it's allowed to come here, that we can have these experiences as well. We're not limited to little fairies. Yeah, we can get the huge stuff as well, and the huge dragons. So we'll see what happens. Okay, everyone. I'm going to let you go. I love you so much, and I thank you. Oh, but before I go, I request, what I'm doing is, and I mentioned this in the other take 1, take 2 of this, that I've cleaned out my Facebook PM box and only left in there what was messages perhaps from around a week ago or so. So I have cleared that all out because I need to start a new page. And I had so many messages in there, and I had many that I had not had the linear time to read. So, having said that, I eliminated all of those up until just the last week because one thing I cannot and do not wish to be uh, online 27 hours a day answering all these messages. So, many of them were old, some from last September. I just did not find the time to answer them all. So, having said that, I'm cleaning the slates up, and what's looking here in the near future, I may begin playing a much bigger role in the Ascension and assisting others as well. So, I'm contemplating on that, and with that respect, there in the future. There will be certain individuals again that I will attempt to assist if they need it. Um, but in the meantime, please, in my PMs, don't send me videos and GIFs or clips or anything like that that would clutter up from assisting one. So I know all of your messages are important and your intent is genuine. However, I just ask that you don't clutter up my message box so that I'm able to get to ones that do require assistance. And I can heal. I'm a very powerful healer, but there are times that I refrain from doing that and intend to put my focus forward on sharing more information to the teachers and to the other healers what may resonate what I share, and that way I find I am much more effective. But occasionally I do go in and heal as well. But what I'm saying, my focus is generally on purveying the information, what's going on, and the information for each one of you to keep empowering yourself up so that you are a standalone. Oh, thank you, Daph. That you are a standalone being of light, but not standalone meaning disconnected from Father, but meaning that you are your beacon of light here. You got your purpose down pat. You know what you're doing in conjunction with your divine comrades, and you're able to go out there and efficiently have the biggest divine impact that you can. So that is your empowerment, and that is your divinity, and you bow down to no one except, of course, Father, and the head honcho, and yourself. But you need to also take that leap um, in jumping outside of the confines of restrictive words like being humble, modest. You need to go out of that. You need to proclaim what you are as well, because if you do not own that you're a powerful divine one, if you do not own it, then you diminish yourself and you disempower yourself. So own it and have no fear or no reserves on doing that again. And this is how you're most effective. And when you own your divinity, then a lot more of your prowess comes in, because when you own your divinity, it raises your vibration where more of your gifts are at. But if you stay here at this level and below it and don't own your divinity, then you stay stagnant, remain more human like, and you never see the beauty of what you are up above. So it's so important to own that as well. So if you continue to own just being a human, well, most likely you will remain that way, and remain on the lower timelines where it is mundane. So you have great opportunities with this ascension in knowing yourself at the soul level and knowing your soul level connection to God and your divine comrades. So again, you only need to follow once to the degree that you get the information that you require. Then once you're up there, you turn around and you start assisting others. And that's what this is all about. So I love you all sincerely and deeply, and I'm just so happy for what we are accomplishing, and I feel I have many great things, more great things to share with you in the future, and we'll see how things transpire. But again, I'm going to leave you with have no fear whatsoever that divinity um, is the one in charge here, and that everything is perfect to the extent that it needs to be at this time, and we keep making it more perfect with more that wake up and stand in their divinity, then we more readily affect the great divine change which we came here to do. So everyone plays a piece and plays a role. I asked Father, I said, okay, at certain times, do I go out and protest? Do I write certain things? And no, he said, no, you don't do that, Rick. Others are doing that. You do what you're doing and assisting others and sharing divine messages when I receive them, and just doing the same, pretty well the same thing what I'm doing here, and assisting as many as I can. So, blah, blah, blah. Time to stop. So I guess we get our books out here. I love you, and love and light, and kiss, and a whole bunch of winks because there's so much behind the scenes coming, and we'll get okay. See, yeah, I gotta get busy with the bee, and then we got wild thoughts, and I'm gonna do. How do they do that? Yeah, they say it's a cut. Woo! Have a great day. Love you. Bye now, and thank you so much.